Welcome back to The Grind for the Week 3 side quest review, tips, and guide. Now, this one is going to be a little bit interesting, and part of that is going to rely on the fact that you can save your entries from a prior week to do them later on. So if you don't have time one week, you're not going to lose your chance. You can go back and do them. So this is week 2. I didn't complete them all, and I'm going to go back and do those when I have some extra time. And what that means is you can save entries from one week and then go back and use a key that you get from a future week. And we're going to see how that might be valuable for you depending on your situation. So let's take a look at the rewards in week 3, and that's going to help us determine why it might be valuable in order to save one of your entries to use a key on it. So you saw there, that was the 5,000 5-star shard drop. There is 10 5-star 6 stones, a 700 and a 1,000 6-star hero crystals, or shards, sorry, and then a 5-star 6 stones, 3,000 5-star 6-star or 5-star hero shards, and then 2 6 stones. So if you are still really focusing on developing your 5-star roster, there are several good drops here, but I think for most players, these drops aren't nearly as exciting or interesting or valuable as the drops that are going to be available in week 4. So let's take a look at those. Now, most players that I've heard from are going to target the 6-star hero crystal shards with their keys. And that's probably what I'm going to do as well, because I want to open more heroes, more champions. So what is the difference then in waiting till week 4, because there's also 6-star hero crystal shards there as well? Well, let's see, because using that key gives you a guaranteed pull, and not using the key gives you a random drop. Now, in week 4, I do want those 6-star hero crystal shards, but if I don't get it and I miss, I'm going to land on tier 5 basic, tier 2 alpha, maybe tier 5 class catalyst, and some other really good drops. However, in week 3, if I don't use the key and I allow the random selector, I might land on things that I don't really want or need, things that are much less valuable than the worst drops in week 4, which means week 4 is better for a random selection. That means week 3 is better for your keys. So if you only use 6 of your entries and use up as many keys as you can on week 3 and save one of your entries until week 4 is released, you can do one run through week 4, collect your key, and go back to week 3 and use your final entry with the key to select your 6-star hero crystal shards. So now let's take a look at the boss for week 3. It is Morningstar with Shatter, Staggering Beauty, and Subterfuge Block. So every time you block, you're going to gain a Fury, which is great and all, but also the more time you spend next to Morningstar, you're going to get staggers applied to you, and then every buff that is triggered after that, if the stagger nullifies it or prevents it, you get burst damage applied to you like you just saw there. So how do you get around that? Well, not very many champions are immune to stagger, but if you have that, then fantastic. However, the other way around it is just don't spend much time near Morningstar. You can just parry heavy or parry medium heavy, and you won't get the staggers applied to you. Now, because Morningstar can trigger bleeds on you, you might want to bring a bleed immune champion, but if you have a strong enough champion like a 5-star rank 5, then you should be able to get through without worrying about the bleed damage all that much. Now, other champions like Quake will work just fine, just don't parry. Champions like Human Torch will also still work, as well as Captain America Infinity War, and this is just me flexing with my brand spanking new rank 3 Captain America Infinity War. He's Sig 40 right now, but he still works wonderfully. And this is just the playstyle, parry, heavy, keep that distance so you don't get the staggers applied to you. Another way of doing it would be to just use any champion, preferably immune to bleed, and ideally they do not gain buffs. You can just play pretty normally. However, every time you dex, you're going to trigger a buff, and every time you parry, you're going to trigger a buff, so you want to limit the parries and dexes as much as possible, and the burst damage isn't that significant, so you probably will survive several of those being triggered, but again, the best way around this is to just use a parry heavy playstyle. So I do hope this video was helpful. Let me know what champions you used or how you got around it and what your plans are for the upcoming keys for this side quest. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck, and I hope to see you in the next video.